Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. You must be new here, because so am I. My name is Emily. I'm just a girl who likes hockey and the Chicago Blackhawks, so that's what I'm going to be talking about today. This is my first ever YouTube video, so I apologize ahead of time if this is completely terrible and unprofessional. I'm not a professional. I don't have a professional setup here, as you can probably tell. And to be honest, I debated on even making this video in the first place because there are so many other well-established Blackhawks content creators out there that are killing it and doing their thing, and a lot of what I'm gonna say probably echoes some of their sentiments. So I apologize ahead of time. These are my thoughts and opinions. So if some of them are similar, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to copy anybody. I'm just on here talking about this because I really needed to get this out. And this is actually my second time trying to film this video. I did try to film yesterday and then got sidetracked by life stuff. So this is take two, which is probably better in the long run. It was probably a blessing in disguise because Connor Bedard. We got the news yesterday that he had successful surgery on his left shoulder after he injured it last week, and this was not the news that any of us wanted to hear, obviously, because they also said that he's going to be out for approximately 4 months, which is not great. It's not the news that any of us really wanted to hear, myself included, obviously. And I've had some time to maybe like sit and think about this overnight, and I try not to be a doomer. I try to keep things positive and see things in a positive light as best I can. This is hard. This is a pretty big blow to our hopes and dreams of potentially sneaking into the playoffs, or, you know, at least playing meaningful games into March and April. So none of us are happy with this news, obviously. I feel really bad for Connor Bedard. We know the type of player he is. We know that he's got that drive. He wants to win. He's been working, you know, multiple days a week in training in the off season. He wants to win. And he wanted to, you know, be the one to lead this team at the start of the season and hopefully start out the season like we did last season. And he's probably gutted that he has to, you know, not only miss training camp, but a good chunk of the first season, which we don't know how many games that's going to be because we don't have the schedule yet, and the 4-month time frame was approximate, but he's probably just feeling awful right now, and I feel so terrible for him. It really puts a damper on Hawks fans and on our kind of optimism and hope going into this season. I tweeted 6 days ago and possibly cursed us. Maybe this is my fault. I don't know. I tweeted right after we got the news of his injury that, you know, if worst case scenario, he has to miss the beginning of the season, who would be our 1C? I suggested Nazar makes the most sense, possibly with Frondell, swapping in short shifts, and I think I still stand by that. I think that Nazar has more than proved that he's probably capable of stepping into that role, at least for a small amount of time. We've seen him on the top line with Bedard. We've seen him as 2C. I think Nazar really makes the most sense out of our young guys. So, you know, I've seen Frondell thrown out there. I've seen maybe Green thrown out there. Frondell, as much as I think the kid is going to be great, I think that would be so unfair to put him as 1C at the start of the season. I don't see it. I not that he can't do it, but he, you know, doesn't really have a lot of experience playing center. It was a little, not sketchy, but it was a little, not surprising, but we were kind of wondering how he was going to do at 2C. And I think putting him at 1C is probably a terrible idea, at least to start the season. You know, like I said, maybe short shifts, but I think Nazar makes the most sense there personally. I don't like Green at first line center. I'm sorry. You know, I like Green, but first line center, no. I think Nazar really makes the most sense. He's proved that, you know, he's at least got the talent. He just needs to stay consistent and healthy. Dear God, please no more injuries. Please just stay healthy. All of the rest of the team, please just stay healthy, please. But I think Nazar can do it, and it makes the most sense, at least for a short amount of time until Connor Bedard is back. I think Kanserov is probably still going to be on that first line, unless something egregious happens. Unless he's terrible, which I don't see happening. We all are pretty excited to see how he does, you know, in the NHL, first NHL games. I think he probably does deserve to be on the first line. We'll see, you know, how that goes. I still think that, like, putting all those young kids up there like that without Connor Bedard, with his playmaking, I think it's probably a terrible idea, you know, other than, like I said, maybe Nazar at 1C, but, and we'll see how Kanserov does. But I do think at this point, Kyle Davidson really does need to do something to, one, win back the fan base right now. Maybe not win back, but at least get our, you know, our hopes up at least a little bit at this point. So I do think he needs to do something. I've seen a lot of people throwing Kane out there. There's been reports. I don't know if they've actually been confirmed or not, but there's been reports that he's between Buffalo and Chicago. Buffalo obviously being where he's from, and obviously with the history of Chicago. I'll be honest, before Bedard's injury happened, I saw people suggesting that we should bring back Kane. And I wasn't super for it, not because I don't like Kane, not because I don't think he's a good player. I would love to have him back. But I just felt at the time that we needed to potentially try to go after the bigger fish. You know, at that time, there were bigger free agents, restricted free agents like Jason Robertson, for example, that I was hoping that maybe we would take a swing at. And now that he's been injured and he's out, Connor Bedard being that, obviously Connor Bedard, I think that Kane actually does make sense now. Like I said, didn't before, but I think that he probably can help this team out a lot. It's another veteran presence. I know we signed some in free agency. I like those free agent signings. I like Cole Smith and Ian Cole. I think they bring, you know, veteran presence, playoff experience, and physicality, which the team really needed. I don't mind those ads at all. I think Patrick Kane could bring something to this team in terms of another veteran presence. And, you know, obviously there's the criticism that he doesn't have his legs anymore, but I kind of think that's fine. I think that, you know, his playmaking is still there. His hockey IQ is still there. His hands are still there. He can still score. You know, he's not a bust. He's not washed. So I think that I'm way more for it now. I would love to have him back in Chicago. It would be great for, you know, us fans. To be honest, though, I see him probably going back to Buffalo. As much as that sucks for us, I honestly hope that he comes back to Chicago. I don't see it. I think that probably with his last year, maybe two, probably year of playing, that he's probably going to want to go on a playoff team after being on Detroit and that whole mess. So unless he just doesn't care anymore, which he couldn't, because he's won 3 cups with us, so maybe he just doesn't care about that at all. I don't know, but I don't hate the idea. I've seen Anthony Mantha thrown out as a potential target as well. He did just come off of a career year uninjured, which was a concern before. I don't hate that either. You know, last year he had 33 goals, 31 assists, 64 points. So, you know, if he could stay healthy, I think he would maybe be a decent add to this team. But, I don't know. Is it enough? I don't know. There's also, I've seen Shane Wright, from Seattle thrown out there as well. I don't personally love that idea. I think it's a pretty high risk, considering, you know, his status in Seattle. You know, he's pretty unproven for what he was drafted for as of now, and maybe with a different team that would change, but I just don't personally see that really being the right choice right now, given the situation. If we had a healthy Bedard and we were still trying to maybe add somebody, maybe Shane Wright would make sense. But as it stands right now, with Connor Bedard being out in the beginning of the season, I just don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. So there's that. But, and of course, there's, you know, other free agents as well. And then there's Cutter Gauthier. So maybe KD makes that happen. I don't know. But I do think he needs to do something. I know I see a lot of people saying, like, just let the kids play, see how it plays out. He's not going to be out for that many games. My argument to that is that, yeah, maybe he's out for 10, 12, 14, whatever it is games. But as we saw with his injury in December, when he came back, he was not 100%. And this injury is more extensive because he had surgery. It's a much longer rehab. We don't know what he's going to look like coming back into the season, especially without having done training camp and without even, you know, having the start of the season. He's probably going to be somewhat rusty, I would think. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out. I hope he comes back 100%. It's probably not likely. With his injury in December, when he came back, he wasn't taking face-offs for, I can't remember how many games. I think it was like 8 games, maybe more. But either way, he wasn't taking face-offs for a long time, and that's probably going to be the case. So even when we have Connor Bedard back, we might not be getting that 100% version of him. So I just don't know that a gamble is the right call. But I do, like I said, think that he needs to do something because this situation isn't super great right now. I don't think that... Oh boy, my phone died and I ran out of good light, so this is the light we get now. Like I said, super professional here. Anyway, what I was saying was I just don't think it's a great idea to let the kids play. I think that at this point, Katie really does actually need to bring somebody in. I was all about letting the kids play and seeing how it goes before Bedard's injury, but given this new information, I just don't think it's a great idea right now. So I think we do need to bring somebody in if we want to be a serious team next season, which would be nice. You know, being a serious team would be nice for once. So, but yeah, that's all I've got for this video. If you liked it, please let me know. Give it a like, maybe subscribe if you feel like it. Leave a comment. Who do you guys want to see KD bring back if you even agree? Do you want him to bring somebody back? Do you think we should just let the kids play? What do you think? Let me know. I will read all of the comments, if anybody even does. I don't know if anyone's even going to watch this. So, but if you do, please let me know. You can always follow me on Twitter. It's Emily Pinson, Seltz with a splash on Twitter because I couldn't fit the whole name in there. So you can always follow me on there and join me in my all of 15 followers. We'll have a good time, and I tweet stupid shit all the time. So yeah, it's a good time over there. But like and subscribe. Let me know. Comment. Should I do more of these? we'll see. I don't know. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening to my rambling. If you did, thank you for making it this far. Thank you for watching, and maybe see you in the next one if I do make another video. Okay.